Keith, you've been excited about this storm for many days. You put out that early snowfall total map, and it looks as though you made a good bet.
Yeah, I did. You know, the only thing that bothers me is that I should have never changed it in between. We got a little nervous in there, but yeah, it still looks good. I mean, this was pretty well forecast since last weekend. And amazingly, the storm is still not really there yet, and don't worry, that's part of the plan, but it's going to develop into a big low here in the next 12 hours or so, and then turn into a coastal low for us as it moves towards us tonight and tomorrow. Blizzard warnings all through the mid-Atlantic. Going to be a real mess down there. We tend to do better with snow, right, than they do. Portland, Bangor included, all of down East Maine in the blizzard warning, and then we have winter storm warnings to the west. Remember, this doesn't necessarily imply that you're getting less snow here than here. It just means the winds will be strong enough to have blizzard criteria in the blizzard warning area. And then winter storm watch into the mountains. It's an interesting scenario there. They look like they were going to maybe get cut out of this storm for a while, but now they might be able to get 6 to 12 inches depending on the spot that you're looking at. So quiet the rest of today and into tonight. I think overnight tonight is no problem. Temperatures in the 20s. And if you get out early enough tomorrow morning, it should be okay as well. There will be probably some periods of light snow over southern Maine, but it's not really kind of the meat of this storm. That does start to move in, though, through the morning hours. Between 7 and 10 a.m. is when we start to get some more moderate bands of snow moving in. Notice, as I mentioned before, temperatures are quite cold here. 3 in Bangor, 10 in Wiscasset. These are not typical nor'easter temperatures. Usually we're closer to that freezing mark, but not in this case. The snow really ramps up through the middle of the day, and I think that's where we start thumping through noon, 3, and then into 6 o'clock, and you can see those heavy blues. That's where the really heavy bands are coming through. They set up through Wiscasset and then eventually move into Rockland. Then the storm occludes, which is kind of a weakening phase in a storm like this on Saturday night, and that should end precipitation from southwest to northeast on Saturday evening. And I do think for the vast majority of the state, this thing is gone by midnight. Northern Maine down east, as usual, might hang on to the last of it. Show you a graphic I don't show you often. Snowfall rate. So perspective here. An inch an hour of snow is heavy snow. We'll go from there. Okay, so that's where we kind of start ramping up around the mid to late morning hours. But look, as we get to 10 o'clock, snowfall rates of 2 inches an hour, briefly peaking to up to 3 inches an hour. And if you've ever driven anything like that, it is a complete whiteout situation. 2 to 3 inches an hour is a lot of snow. And so the models think that will be happening through the afternoon in the purple band there from Portland to Wiscasset up into Bangor as well. Then that might get into the mountains briefly before it kind of stacks on itself and dies out on Saturday night. So 12 to 18 inches, and as Pat kind of alluded to, the first instinct is the right one. I had 10 to 20 to start in a similar contour, 8 to 12, and then 4 to 8. Some of the mountains, though, I think could get over 8 inches. And let me be clear on this, too. I hate starting ranges at 18, like 18 to 24. But it will not surprise me at all to see 22, 23-inch snowfall reports in this purple band especially by Sunday morning. Winds, strong. I don't know about power outages being a huge problem, mainly because the snow is light and fluffy. So we clear out, nice cold start there on Sunday and then Monday and Tuesday, and then believe it or not, probably going to get pretty mild into mid next week and change over to rain, at least along the coastline with our next storm. But Pat, can't deal with that one yet. We got to get through this one first.
Take them one game at a time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keith.